Two students from IIT Bombay have discovered the closest known asteroid to have flown past the Earth this week. While asteroids pass by the Earth all the time, this particular SUV sized asteroid set a new record this week. Dubbed 2020 QG, the asteroid passed 2,950 kilometers above the southern Indian Ocean in the early hours of August 16. IIT Bombay students Kunal Deshmukh and Kriti Sharma discovered this object while scanning through the data from the Zwicky Transient Facility, a robotic sky scanning survey camera in California.
So, hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Baithak. And today we have with us Kriti Sharma. She is currently a third year undergraduate at IIT Bombay, and she currently is also the manager of the Astronomy Club of IIT Bombay, which is apparently known as Kritika. तो literally देखा जाए तो कृति का क्लब है कृतिका. So yeah, today we have Kriti on this show basically because she has been discovering a number of asteroids. Number तुझे पता है कृति मतलब how many asteroids have you discovered?
Yes, so I've discovered around 40 asteroids so far, and I've confirmed 3 with GIT, and I've confirmed 17 comets with follow up with GIT.
Wow. So yeah. But वो जो major breakthrough, the reason why even I know कि ऐसे कुछ हो रहा है was because of that asteroid 2020 QG, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So it was around, I guess, when August or September.
yeah, August 16.
Yeah, okay, August 16. So basically, she and Kunal as well, right? Uh, they both were involved in this major breakthrough of discovering this asteroid 2020 QG. The reason why this is a breakthrough because it was the closest known asteroid flyby on the Earth, of the Earth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in that context only, what I want to ask you is कि मतलब what is this process of discovering an asteroid? तो कैसे करता है?
Yeah, so there are two types of telescopes
Hmm.
in optical. So one are survey telescopes and other are follow-up telescopes. So
Okay.
survey telescopes have a wider field of view, so they scan the entire night in a couple of days.
Hmm.
So I've been working with Zwicky Transient Facility (ZTF). It's based at Palomar.
Hmm.
So it scans the entire night sky in 3 days, approximately in three bands, that is G, R, and Z. So
Achha, what are
GR
these
and I.
bands?
So these are filters. So like light has multiple wavelengths,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So depending upon in which wavelength you are observing, so based on that we are categorizing it. So in
Mm-hmm.
optical we have multiple G, R, and Z and so on.
Okay, okay.
So when the sky is scanned, so as we are tracking the stars, so if there is a moving object which is moving at a speed faster than stars, it will come as a streak in the image.
Hmm.
So so there are DL and ML algorithms which are vetting this data on a real time basis, but still human vetting is needed because we have the expertise. We cannot have a fully robust ML
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
algorithm which does
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
on behalf of humans.
Hmm.
So we vet the data on a real time basis, and the potential candidates are reported to MPC after attempting an orbit fit. So we
What
first
is
check the orbit
NPC?
at our end. Minor Planet Center.
Okay, okay.
So it's a service of IAU, that's International Astronomical Union.
Hmm.
So they keep a database of astrometry of all the minor planets, that is
Okay.
asteroids and comets, which have been discovered so far. So the potential candidates are reported to MPC, and then further follow up is done by the various observatories across the world. And one of these is GIT. So we have actively followed up many asteroids and comets during
Yeah.
my project, and we have confirmed around 17 comets and 3 asteroids.
Hmm.
So what's the purpose of having multiple observations is we need to refine the orbit, because at the time of discovery there we have only a couple of observations and we cannot estimate the entire orbit precisely.
Yeah, yeah.
So we need additional observations in order to have a better orbit fit, and once the orbit fit is acceptable, it's published in a Minor Planet Electronics circular.
Hmm. Okay. So, मतलब what is ZTF's role? It just observes. It just scans the night
Yeah.
sky.
It's scanning night sky, searching for the electromagnetic transients. So
Mm-hmm.
transients are the objects which change their nature or their properties on a very short time scale.
Okay.
So asteroids and comets are one of them, because when they pass close to the Earth, because of Earth's gravity, their orbit changes quite quickly,
Yeah.
and observing them in real time is very important and is very crucial in order to know their orbits very well.
Yeah.
So they are categorized as transients. So one of the goals of ZTF is to search for asteroids and comets too. So yeah, so basically it gives us the data, and we have some private communication through which we vet the data and
Mm-hmm.
get the data processed in real time.
So, this project that you mentioned in between, who all are involved in that? What's the team?
As of now, for asteroids and comets part, it's mostly me, and there's a PhD student, Harsh Kumar. He helps me with the observations with GIT and provides me with useful insights whenever needed.
Hmm.
And as of GIT as a whole, there are many students who are involved in various aspects of the project. So some of them are from IITB, and some are from other institutes from India.
Okay. And like, who's the guide of this project?
Professor Varun Bhalerao. He's from physics department, IIT Bombay.
Yeah. And how do you get access to these matlab, data and all these things, observatories?
So for Growth India Telescope, it's jointly operated by IIT Bombay and IIA Bangalore.
Hmm.
So the data processing machine is being set up by IITB students itself, and the data is processed in real time at IITB itself.
Yeah.
So from there, we directly get the data and we analyze and make the measurements needed.
Hmm. So, like this growth thing which you mentioned, like what is that?
So, growth is an abbreviation for Global Relay of Observatories Watching Transients Happen.
Hmm.
So, the point of having a global relay is to have an eye on the sky for 24 cross 7.
Yeah.
So, the point is, as I already mentioned, transients vary on a very short time scale, and rapid follow up is needed for their observations. So, if it's night in some part of the world and day in some part of the world,
Hmm.
in other part of the world, so we collaborate. It's a kind of a collaboration where everyone are observing the night sky
Acha,
together, and
हाँ.
alerts can be sent in real time and observations can be done.
Yeah. So that like anyone can discover anything at any given point.
Yeah, so like we are continuously observing, so in case anything is discovered and needs rapid follow up, that can be done in real time with the help of having such a big collaboration.
Hmm. So मतलब अभी तक मुझे ये समझा कि astronomy में there is two parts. One is exploration, which is observing the night sky and this thing, and other is this analyzing and number crunching, right?
Yeah.
So मतलब which one do you like? Which one do you prefer?
So I like analyzing data more. So data acquisition is mostly the part from instrumentation and all. So once
Yeah.
you have the data, you need to get the science out of it, and that's more interesting
Hmm. Yeah,
according to
yeah,
me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But that varies from person to person, of course.
Yeah. So what tools do you use? Matlab, it's mainly programming and stuff.
Yeah, so I mostly use Python, and there are a couple of softwares which I've been using, but the main dream of GIT is to have everything automated. So I'm trying to get off those softwares and getting the GIT pipeline completely automated for observations of asteroids and comets.
Yeah. So, like we also wanted Kunal to be in on this show, but he suggested कि Kriti से कर लो because she's been following up the project after that 2020 QG
QG.
QG, yeah, 2020 QG asteroid वाला discovery. So मतलब what is the follow up after that? मतलब what all things have you done और future में और क्या plans है?
So since that discovery, I was just 3 days into the project when I discovered that asteroid. So it
Yeah,
was just the beginning of the project. So there was a
yeah.
lot more to come, of course. So I figured out how to operate Growth India Telescope in non-sidereal tracking. So what's non-sidereal tracking? That's the next question which should come up
Mm-hmm.
ideally. So basically when we are observing, generally we track the stars. So as Earth is rotating, the stars are moving at some specific rate.
Yeah.
So the telescope is tracking those stars. But what I want is I want to track the asteroid instead, which is quite faint, right?
Hmm.
So it cannot. So if I'm tracking at the rate of stars and the asteroid is streaking past at a very fast rate, so
Yeah.
it won't be visible clearly. It would be very faint and cannot be located.
Yeah.
So in that case, we need to track the asteroid itself, and that's called non-sidereal tracking.
Hmm.
So first of all, I had to figure out how to operate the telescope in non-sidereal mode. So I took help from one of the PhD students. So he helped me and guided how to get the things done. So once we had fixed this, so next step is to get the telescope on sky for follow-up of asteroids and comets.
Yeah.
So we followed up multiple asteroids and comets over the past couple of months and got many of them confirmed.
Hmm.
And as of now, I'm working on, as I stated earlier, I'm working on automating the pipeline of GIT so that we don't have to use any of the commercial softwares for processing the data, and instead we have our own programs which can get
Yeah.
the astrometry done. So
Nice.
that's the current goal of my project.
Uh, and like, how do you distinguish कि मतलब asteroid है या comet है, or is it something else?
Okay, so asteroids look just like a typical star. Like, it's
Okay.
my observation. So they
Hmm.
just look like a typical star in the image.
Hmm.
But the comets will definitely have cometary features. So they will have a comma and they would have a tail. So these are some
Yeah.
common terms which everyone knows.
Yeah.
So depending on these, we can clearly distinguish between those. There are a few more technical terms, but I don't think it's
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
necessary to discuss here.
Okay.
So it's more or less depending upon their cometary features only, we just report their activity.
Brilliant. And like for a beginner who wants to get into key astronomy, how it is done and what are the technicalities, what do you suggest? Maybe any books, movies, documentaries, anything.
Yeah, so it's a common suggestion from all the astronomers. So get started with reading the book named Carol and Osterley. So it pretty
Hmm.
much covers all the aspects of astro which you can think of. And then one is the APOD. APOD stands for Astronomy Picture of the Day. It's maintained by NASA. So on this page, they post one photo with a brief description, which is quite easy to understand daily. So if you follow it up for say a couple of days, you will get to know pretty much a lot of stuff. So following up APOD is a very good idea in general. And then there's this page called Astrobytes. So what they do is they discuss the papers in quite less technical terms, but they cover the gist of the paper very well. So these are done by students of almost our age group or a little bit senior as compared to us. So it's quite easy to understand, and following it up on a daily basis would also be a very good idea. So these are the three starting points which the entire Star Lab would suggest you. So that's the point where you should start.
Nice, nice. So do you want to continue this up? Do you want to become an astronomer or something?
Yeah, I do have a goal uh, to be honest, I haven't really
Yeah.
realized what I
Yeah.
want to do as
We
a
are all
typical
in that
undergrad in
same age.
IITB.
Yeah.
So there are a couple of options. So probably at the end of third year, I should get a fair answer of what I want to do.
Very well, very well. So yeah, I guess that's it. And all the best for your future. I would say keep discovering asteroids and comets and everything.